You're at the airport, late for your flight. Suddenly, security pulls your bag. Everyone's watching. What caused it? 90% of the time, it's not random, it's something you packed. That's what most travelers don't realize. Airport scanners aren't just looking for weapons or prohibited items. They're flagging patterns, densities, and packaging mistakes that make your perfectly innocent belongings look suspicious. And chances are, at least one of these mistakes is already sitting in your carry-on. In this video, I'll break down the 12 packing mistakes that get travelers stopped most often. More importantly, I'll show you exactly how to avoid them so you can move through security faster, calmer, and without the embarrassment of a bag search. Stick around until the very end because mistake number 12 is the one even frequent flyers keep getting wrong, and it can cost you hours. If you travel often, or even just once in a while, make sure you hit subscribe right now. That way you'll always be ahead of the latest airport rules and travel hacks. Let's start with the number one reason bags get flagged worldwide. Mistake 1, unlabeled bottles and jars. That little travel hack where you pour shampoo into a blank container? It's guaranteed trouble. Security scanners can't see labels, they only see shapes and densities. If the contents can't be identified instantly, it's flagged. I once heard about a traveler in Dallas whose moisturizer was swabbed for explosives simply because the label had peeled off. To you, it's lotion. To the scanner, it's a mystery substance. The fix is simple. Keep original packaging or use a clear container with a visible label. Mistake 2, protein powder and supplements. Here's where things get tricky. Any powder over about 12 ounces, 350 milliliters, is automatically suspicious. Protein powder, baby formula, even vitamins in baggies. On the X-ray, powders look identical to narcotics or explosives. And that means a mandatory swab test. To the agent, your morning shake looks less like health and more like an episode of Breaking Bad. If you need to carry powders, keep them in original sealed containers with the label clearly visible. Mistake 3, snow globes, gels, and semi-liquids. Now for the weird category, things that look solid to you but don't count as solid to security. Snow globes are considered liquid worldwide. Doesn't matter if it's tiny, doesn't matter if it's a souvenir, it's still treated as a fluid in a sealed sphere. Same goes for gel shoe inserts, certain cosmetics, even thick spreads like peanut butter. These fall into what officers call the gray area of gels and semi-liquids. If it can slosh, smear, or spread, expect questions. Mistake 4, oversized liquids, even the innocent ones. We all know the 100 milliliter or 311 rule. But here's the twist. Even perfectly harmless items get caught when the packaging breaks that rule. A shampoo bottle marked 120 milliliters? Tossed. A coffee you bought past security but carried in without the sealed duty-free bag? Pulled for inspection. I've seen people argue, but I just bought it inside the airport. Doesn't matter. If it's not sealed according to regulations, it gets checked. And here's the kicker. Sometimes even bottled water bought after security gets you stopped. Yes, it happens more than you think, usually when scanners can't confirm the liquid quickly. The bottom line with liquids, powders, and gels is this: security doesn't have context. The machine doesn't care if it's protein powder, peanut butter, or your favorite hair mask. If it can't be instantly identified, it slows you down. So the smart move? Stick to labeled packaging, keep questionable items in your clear liquids bag, and never try to sneak in oversized containers. It's not worth the delay, the confiscation, or the embarrassment of having your bag unpacked in front of everyone. Mistake 5, burying laptops under clothes. This one slows down more travelers than almost anything else. When you stack dense fabric over electronics, the scanner can't penetrate cleanly. The laptop shows up as a solid black rectangle, and that's an instant trigger for manual inspection. Picture it from the officer's view, a huge block with no detail. Could be a computer, could be something far worse. The fix is easy. Keep laptops and tablets at the very top of your bag or in a dedicated sleeve. Some airports even demand you place them in a separate bin, and for good reason. It saves everyone time. Mistake 6, cables and charger chaos. Let's be honest. Most of us just stuff chargers and cords wherever they'll fit. But here's the problem. On the scanner, a ball of tangled wires creates what officers jokingly call spaghetti shadows. That mess of overlapping lines blocks the view of what's underneath and looks far more suspicious than it should. The solution is simple. Roll your cords neatly, strap them, or place them in a small clear pouch. Not only does it prevent delays, it also saves you from fishing through knots at your gate. Mistake 7. Multiple batteries and power banks. Here's where many seasoned travelers still get tripped up. Lithium batteries are a huge concern for airlines because they can overheat or catch fire. You are allowed to bring several, including power banks, but how you pack them matters. If they're loose, unprotected, or buried deep in your carry-on, they'll almost certainly pull your bag. Officers need to see them clearly and confirm they're safe. Here's a quick quiz for you. Which do you think is flagged more often? Loose batteries, tangled cables, or laptops under clothes? I'll reveal in just a moment. But here's the hint. If you've ever had your bag pulled and the officer goes straight for your charger or power bank, you already know the answer. The bottom line? Electronics are innocent items that scanners often misread. Keep them visible, keep them separate, and keep them neat. That way, the only thing slowing you down is the boarding line, not a bag search. Mistake 8. Food and snacks. Cheese, peanut butter, fruit, even your packed sandwich. All of these can confuse the system. Dense organic matter often shows up the same way explosives do. That wedge of brie you're smuggling for a picnic? To the scanner, it looks a lot like plastique. And here's the kicker. Even if it clears security, some foods trigger customs issues on the other side. So while that sandwich might save you airport food prices, it could cost you time or fines. Mistake 9. Medication mix-ups. This one catches travelers off guard. Pills tossed into a plastic baggie? Instant suspicion. To the eye of security, loose tablets look exactly like illicit substances. I've seen travelers pulled aside for nothing more than a handful of vitamins in a Ziploc. The fix is simple but vital. Keep medication in its original packaging and always carry a prescription if it's something stronger than basic pain relief. Not only does this speed up security, it protects you if a customs officer asks questions at your destination. Mistake 10. Sharp objects you forgot were sharp. This is the sneaky one. Little tools we barely think about. Nail scissors, tweezers, corkscrews, even knitting needles. Yes, knitting needles. A grandmother once got flagged in Heathrow for her cross-stitch kit. Perfectly innocent to her, but to security it raised a red flag. Anything with a pointed edge or blade, no matter how small, risks confiscation. The simple trick: do a sweep of your carry-on before heading to the airport. Check those side pockets and toiletry kits because that forgotten corkscrew from your last trip will absolutely delay you. The pattern here is simple. Everyday items aren't always everyday to a scanner. If it's dense, unlabeled, or sharp, it's likely to trigger extra screening. So pack with awareness and save yourself the embarrassment of explaining a sandwich, vitamins, or knitting needles to a uniformed officer in front of a curious line of passengers. Mistake 11. Overstuffed bags with no breathing room. We've all done it, cramming every last item into a carry-on until the zipper begs for mercy. But here's the problem. Scanners don't like dense, overpacked bags. Instead of showing neat outlines, the machine registers a single, unreadable blob. To the officer, that blob could be anything, and that means your bag gets pulled. The fix is surprisingly simple. Leave breathing space. Pack flat, use cubes if you can, and don't force items into every corner. A bag that looks organized on the scanner is a bag that moves through faster. Mistake 12. Passport and documents buried deep. This one frustrates travelers more than powders, food, or even batteries. If your passport or boarding pass is buried at the bottom of your bag, officials can't access it quickly. That hesitation alone is enough to delay you. Security staff are trained to expect smooth access to ID, and when you fumble, it raises flags. The hook here is simple but powerful. This single mistake delays more people than powders, food, and batteries combined. The solution? Keep your documents in an easy-access pocket or pouch you can grab instantly. The truth is, the human factor matters just as much as the rules. Overstuffed bags and hidden passports don't break regulations, but they slow you down all the same. Let's do a lightning recap. Unlabeled liquids, powders, snow globes, oversized bottles, buried electronics, cord chaos, batteries, food, meds, sharp objects, overstuffed bags, and buried passports. That's all 12. Here's my challenge for you. Which of these mistakes have you made? Drop it in the comments below. Your story might just save someone's next trip. And if you found this helpful, make sure you're subscribed so you never get caught off guard at airport security again. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.